Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada 7 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Van Scott. Van, thank you so much for the continued support. We appreciate it and we could not do this without you. So thanks again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so when we left off yesterday, the vote was still up in the air. Okay, so we have a long way to go before this week's eviction. We've got Kira versus Macky up on the block, and we still have to do the power veto ceremony. Let's be real here. These people are going nuts before they even do the POV ceremony. It's wild. So, also, right when we were ending yesterday, Adam had seemingly called a truce with Macky, and they said they weren't going to go after each other, but Adam is still pushing for Macky to go. I guess technically he said that he wouldn't put Macky up next week, but he didn't technically say, I'm gonna keep you this week. So I guess you can't put somebody up if they're not here anymore, right? Okay, so let's dive in. Kira has been hitting the campaign trail hard. Remember when people used to play it cool and like wait until Wednesday night to start campaigning? That's not happening here. So Kira was campaigning to Dane, and let's keep in mind here, Dane has been saying all week that he wants Kira to go. Dane is the HOH. And you know there's always a bunch of people who are like, I'm doing what the HOH wants, I'm carrying out the HOH's wishes and dreams and hopes. So he's got some pull here. But Kira's like, alright, don't let people make you their puppet. You need to play your own game here. I respect your decision and the reasons you gave and stuff, but was this your decision or was this Kaylin's decision? Damn, coming in hot. So Dane is like, let's back up a little bit here. If this wasn't my decision, would Macky be up on the block? Because Macky's really close to Kaylin, so Kaylin would not say put up Macky. So he's like, let's back this up a little bit. And Kira's like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, that was a little bit harsh. But Kira says, I'm resentful because Kaylin has been campaigning hard against me. And there's a clear and obvious dislike between the two of them, between Kira and Kaylin. These K's do not get along. So Dane is like, all right, well, if you stay and win HOH, who goes up on the block? And Kira says, I'm not telling you, but you're safe. You know, I wouldn't even put you up after the power veto competition. I feel like you might want to drop some names here, but that's just me. You know, you do you. So then Kira's talking about how Kaylin compared Este, or I've been hearing people say Este and Esty, so I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like more people are saying Esty, so I'll just go with Esty for now. But Kira was saying how Kaylin compared Esty to Paris, and now Kaylin wants Esty to go so that she can control all the boys. She's playing like this mama game, and those are all her sons. So Kira's like, I hope you see through that. I hope you realize what Kaylin is doing. So Kira's pretty confident that they're going to be able to get the numbers, and Kira keeps pushing that Macky is going to be a warrior specifically for Kaylin, so you want to get rid of him, and it's too late to be on his team, so don't even try. Alright, so then Kira's claiming that they already have 6 votes, like pretty much guaranteed here, and Dane would like to know who they are. You know, just to help Kira stay this week. So Kira does not want to reveal the names. I mean, that would be a big no-no, right? Usually when you tell somebody that you're voting to keep them, you're like, don't mention my name because I don't need that out there. Not right now anyway. But Kira is feeling really confident. Kira's like, I can swing anyone to vote for me to stay except for Kaylin, obviously. And Dane is like, yeah, well, you're not going to sway Kiki either. Oof, isn't he, like, kind of working with Kiki? Why would you throw her under the bus like that? Damn. So then Kira's like, all right, I'm going to ask you straight up, what would you do in the event of a tie? Now, we don't even know how many people are voting this week because it's not clear if Corey can vote or not. Corey doesn't even know at this point. I guess she's asked Big Brother multiple times, and they keep saying, we'll tell you later. We don't know. We'll figure it out. So nobody knows if Corey can actually vote or not. If Corey cannot vote, it is possible to have a tie, because that would be 10 people voting. If Corey can vote, no tie. Okay, so Dane's like, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. So then Kira tries to sweeten the pot a little bit more. Kira promises safety for Dane for not just next week, but the following week as well, if Kira wins HOH. And Kira says, I wouldn't put you up, even as replacement nominee. And not only that, if Kira doesn't win HOH, and if like one of their friends does, Kira will try to make sure that Dane is going to be safe. So Dane really likes this deal. He says multiple times, like, oh, that's a nice deal there. That's pretty good. So he also mentions only one of the two nominees has offered him a deal. Macky has not offered a sweet deal like this. So he's like, maybe I should keep Kira around. So, whoa, we got a Macky fan down there. So Dane does end up saying that he's on board to keep Kira by the end of this conversation. And he advises Kira to not bother even working on Kiki. Again, throwing her under the bus. So now the question is, number one, is Dane being for real here? Does he really want to keep Kira around, or is he just trying to make her comfortable? It's unclear at this point. Number two, will this turn the tide now for Kira if he is being legit? Because a bunch of people have said that they're going to do what Dane wants. So if he like gives the order and says to get rid of Macky, are people going to follow through with that? We'll see. So then Dane has a quick chat with Adam, and Adam is reinforcing that Macky should go. He's like, we have a better chance of beating Kira in comps, blah, blah, blah. And Dane is starting to agree here. This whole week he's been resisting. He's been saying, no, I want to stick with the plan. We get rid of Kira, and then next week we get rid of Corey. But now he's starting to change his tune a bit, because he's got this deal like dangling in front of him. But he wants to talk to Macky again first and see who Macky would put up if he were to win HOH. So Dane and Macky chat in the HOH room, and Dane starts by saying, the plan is still the plan. We have the numbers. It's all good. But when you stay, and he was careful to say when and not if, but he says, when you stay, am I going to be going up? And Macky says, possibly. You put me up, bro. It's a possibility, right? Out of fairness. And I mean, he has a good point. Like, yeah, this person used you as a pawn. Shouldn't you be able to then use that person as a pawn? But you don't say that to their face. Oh my god. You don't say that. I mean, I guess he doesn't realize that, like, his big brother life is kind of on the line here. I don't think he knows the game very well. But that was a huge mistake, which could definitely come back to bite him in the butt. He could have just sealed his fate. So Dane is like, okay, I knew there was going to be consequences with whatever I did. You know, Dane was not happy with that answer, and I don't think he was expecting that answer either, but he was like, okay, cool. So then Macky kind of backtracks a little bit, and he's like, it's a possibility, but I can count like 5 other people that I would rather put up before you. It's reassuring. He also says you wouldn't be going up like as a target. You know, it would just be another pawn situation. So Dane's like, cool. He says the plan is still the plan. You have the votes to stay. So it's a nice little bookend to the beginning of that meeting, right? Does Macky have the votes now, though? I don't know. It's just like kind of slipping away from him. Meanwhile, we've got Adam and Sam in the storage room, and they're both super excited about the possibility of taking Macky out this week. They are like drooling over it. So they also agree, they've noticed that Kiki and Esty have been hanging out with Macky a lot, and it's probably because they think he's staying. So they're like, oh crap, those girls, a lot of people have been referring to them as either the girls or the twins, because they're like always together, and they do kind of look alike. So yeah, they're like, whoa, those two are playing the middle. Are they actually with us? Because they are supposed to be part of this like 8-person group, which includes the 4 guys from Pretty Boys, Sam, Kiki, SD, and Chelsea. So they're like, I don't know, are they actually with us or what? So yeah, that's that. So now Kiki and SD are starting to pop up on people's radars, which is not good for them. And then Sam just starts talking nonsense. She was talking a lot of nonsense yesterday. She's like, you know what? I'm fine with just being here for a few more weeks. I really want you to win. I just don't want to go yet. But just like a few more weeks, then I'm good. And she says, she starts going on this like rant about how Macky is not there for the same reason as Adam. He got there by a fluke because, I mean, we all know that Macky was a recruit, right? But that's part of the game, and that shouldn't matter with, like, who deserves to stay and who deserves to go. So then Sam is like, I'm here so you can win. So I can't believe that she would say that Macky should go because he's a recruit, and then she's also like, I don't really need to be here. I'm just here so you can win. That's gross. That is so gross to me. I hate when people say shit like that. So then they do kiss. It's just like little peck. I've seen a few pecks here and there between these two, and that's also a big L. Like, I'm sorry, but now that Sam is saying this nonsense about somebody that she met, like, what, a week and a half ago, she can go. All right. So then Kira was campaigning to Adam. Slam dunk. It's already a lock. Kira was campaigning to Sam and Chelsea. Again, slam dunk. Already a lock. But there was some interesting info in here, too. You know, it's funny how earlier in the week, these three were so ready to cut ties with Kira and to get rid of them. But now, Kira's goals align with theirs. They want Kaylin out. Kira wants Kaylin out. And if you look at the other nominee, Macky, he is close to Kaylin. So it doesn't make sense for them to keep him. So Kira's like, if I win HOH, I would put up Kaylin and Kiki. And they're like, whoa, that's so awesome. We love it. All right. So Chelsea asks, does Kiki talk game with anyone? I have to say, Kiki needs to, like, work on that a little bit because she does talk game, but with very few people. So she needs to kind of spread that around a little bit because she could be in trouble if she doesn't. And Kira then calls Kiki dumb, stupid, and annoying. I feel like that has to do with Kira hearing from Dane that Kiki is not going to vote to keep them. So, yeah, I think that's what that's all about. But anyway, this trio feels like at this point the votes are there for Kira to stay. Everybody seems to think that they control Eddie's vote. Like, seriously, everyone's like, I've got Eddie. Oh, yeah, I got Eddie 100%. Who really controls Eddie's vote? I don't know. But apparently Damien has told Adam that he'll do whatever, like, that group wants to do, which is bleh. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but we'll see. So then this group continues to crap about how Macky deserves to go. He's a recruit, and they all worked so hard to get there. I'm sure he had to fill out the same damn paperwork. But anyway, in the very next breath, Sam says, if I end up on the block next to Adam, I'm just going to self-evict. Just leave now. Oh my God. Save us all the trouble and just leave now. Oh my God. Okay. So, swap out Kira for Adam. So Adam's in the room with Chelsea and Sam. They all want Macky out. Duh. But Adam's like, yeah, if I win HOH next week, I would like to put up Kiki and Kaylin. So then the girls get all excited and they're like, because that's exactly what Kira was just saying. And they feel like if those two were up on the block, they could get rid of Kaylin. So they're really excited about that. So then Dane joins them. And of course, they're talking about what else? The vote. It's been exhausting. And Dane is still kind of like, I don't know. He's definitely leaning more towards keeping Kira now, but he's still not 100% locked. So he's nervous that there's going to be repercussions for him if Kira stays. And they're all saying, like, no, you're going to be safe. It's all good. This is going to be such a big resume builder for you. He's also upset in a way because I believe he swore, like, on his dad that that Macky was going to be safe this week and he was going to keep him. But they're like, oh, well, if we all vote and, like, you don't have to break a tie, then it's not like you're getting rid of him. We are, so you're not breaking your promise. But, like, it's kind of a shady gray area there. So Dane eventually is like, all right, if you guys can get the numbers, I'll be on board. Okay. So then after this conversation, this was so funny, Dane and Adam were chatting alone, and seriously, like, right after Chelsea left the room, Dane says, all right, we can get Macky out, but we need to get someone that was in this room out pretty quick. Meaning Sam. He's still saying we need to get rid of Sam very soon. So Adam is like, why are you so stressed about this? Like, why do you keep bringing this up? And Dane says, if I do this, if I get rid of Macky, you have to do something for me. And that means getting rid of Sam. So Adam is like, no, you can't throw it at me like that. I do not like this. So then Dane's like, listen, man, a lot of people want to put Sam up, and they're going to put you up with Sam because you guys are so closely associated. We can't have a target on your back because of her. So Dane is like, I love Sam, but I want you to be in the top 4. I think that Adam would still be a huge target even without Sam. But I would agree, because they're a duo, they're going to be put up together. Or at least they should be. It's pretty stupid if you don't, because then one of them can save the other with power veto. But whatever, that's for another day. So Adam does not like this conversation. He changes the subject and he brings up Esty and Kiki again. He's like, they're not really part of our group if they don't end up voting with us. And Dane's like, well, I don't want to break up the group of 8 yet, blah, blah, blah. I can work on them, and then we'll decide from there what is going to happen with them. All right, so then after that, Adam did some more campaigning for Macky to go last night. He talked to Mark, and Mark was like, I'm going to do whatever the pretty boys decide as a group, because he's kind of been left out of the loop as far as the pretty boys go. So he's like, is this what Dane wants? I don't know. So they're going to talk again. Adam also talked to Corey. He's been really working on her lately and trying to pull her in. So he's telling Corey, let's keep Kira, because then Kira and Kaylin will duke it out and we can kind of just like sit back and watch. Can Corey vote though? I don't know. But Corey is telling Adam that she wants to work with him. I don't know if that's for real or what, but I mean, when you come in late like that, I'm sure it's good to hear anybody say, let's work together. So who knows? But Chelsea was also campaigning in Kira's favor, and she was working on Eddie, and Chelsea's like, Kira has the votes. Kira has the votes. Now, she was also saying keeping Macky would just be giving Kaylin another number, and I don't trust her, blah, blah, blah. So Eddie's like, yeah, I want to vote with the house, but he also wants to do whatever Dane wants, because Dane and Eddie, like, have that special bond now. Maybe Dane does control Eddie's vote? I don't know. So then you may be asking yourself, where's Kaylin in all of this? That's a great question. You know where she is? Out of the loop. This is the loop. She's over here. She does not know that this potential flip could be happening. So Kaylin and Eddie are chatting in the storage room. Kaylin's like, how the tides turn. Like, oh, so smug. She's like, how the tides turn. Macky's staying, and there's nothing she can do. She. I believe Kaylin was talking about Kira, but maybe it was a slip. I don't know. But Eddie's like, how are you certain? And Kaylin says, because if Damien says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. I guess Damien told her that he's going to be voting Kira out. So then Eddie's like, okay, but like, how do you know that Damien's going to stick with that? And Kaylin says, my spirit's telling me that I can trust him and Anthony. Oh, no. So then Eddie's like, okay, I understand that. You say your gut is telling you that, but it's not, like, good. And then Kaylin cuts him off, and she says, it is. It's good enough, because that makes me my money. And why would I doubt that if it's already gotten me this far in life? She says, Macky is staying. And Eddie says, I hope so. I really hope so. I think Eddie does want Macky to stay over Kira, but at the same time, if he sees that the votes are not there to keep Macky, he's not going to follow through with that. So anyway, then Kaylin's counting votes. She's like, all right, we've got me, you, Essie, Kiki, Damien, and Anthony. That's 6. That's all we need to keep Macky. We're all good. I wouldn't be so sure on Damien and Anthony. But Kaylin says she's going to gun for HOH next week. She is going to make a huge move if she wins HOH. She says everybody's scared of Adam, but she is not. And they should all be scared of her. Okay, can you imagine if she actually does win HOH and make a huge move? That'd be crazy. But Eddie is like, again, I really hope so. Okay, so then last night, the pretty boys met up briefly in the HOH bathroom. And they're like, all right, who do we get rid of? So it's the same arguments we've heard over and over again. I don't think you guys need to hear them again. But they do agree that they're going to vote out Macky for now. We'll see if that changes. So then today, Dane was talking more with Mark and Anthony separately about how Sam has got to go soon. He's really sick of seeing Sam and Adam follow each other around the house, and he's like, it's disgusting. They've only known each other for like 9 days or like however long it is. So he's really worried that it's going to mess up their boys thing. It's going to ruin our legacy. So then they had the power veto ceremony today. Adam did not use the power veto, which means that it is still Kira and Macky up on the block. That's locked in now. We've got 3 days left until eviction. How many flips will we see in those 3 days? I don't know. But on the bright side, Macky's trying to get a party together for tonight, so we'll see. That might be a nice little distraction from the game. We'll see if he can actually pull it together. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until tomorrow, much love.